So, what did you say now? You just called me, and what you heard is what?
Wait a minute. Are we on the air here?
It's just recording.
I have to be careful. I don't want to use nobody's name that I'm not supposed to use.
Well, you don't have to tell us all that shit. Just tell us what you know.
I'm not ready right now.
Oh, well, hell, I'll tell you what I've heard then. And it's come from two different...
Sorry, I just got snow. I just been out in the National Forest, and I just walked up here. So let me get my shit together, and I'll be ready here in a minute. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but what I was saying is there was a couple different channels now. And I'm playing around with this little program here, and I can record. It doesn't require a damn video, and so I can record something. I can put it right up on YouTube. So I'm going to see how long it lasts. But anyhow, yeah, the Insurrection Act was signed last night by Trump. And so now they've arrested either the prime...
Do you know what the insurrection... I mean... I'm not a constitutional scholar, and I don't know all the provisions in it. What kind of powers does it give him?
Shit if I know. But who would you rather want in charge of any power right now, Trump or the damn Congress and deep state? And the military's all up in on it, man. They are all behind it.
I'd look up the Insurrection Act and see what the provisions are in it. I heard Lincoln used it during the Civil War.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of traitors in the government. See, some of them had brothers that were in the South. Some of the commanders in like General Sherman, their army, they were also friends with people in Robert E. Lee's army in the Confederacy because they all went to West Point together before the fucking war started. And when the war started, they split sides.
Well,
and some of them had feelings. And when Sherman did all that burn and, scorched earth shit and all, a lot of them were leaking intel back down to their buddies. Hell, they was brothers from the same family fighting on North and South. And so there was a lot of split alliances and split feelings. And that Insurrection Act helped him figure who the traitors were and who the people that were leaking intel to the South and that kind of stuff. But I don't know what powers. Does it give him the power to step over Congress, and just give him full military power?
Yeah.
I don't know what the Insurrection Act is, but I've heard about it.
Okay, well, here's a quick little just search on good old Google. The yeah, use their own stuff against them, right? The Insurrection Act of 1807, it is a United States federal law that empowers the President of the United States to deploy U.S. military and federalized National Guard troops within the United States in a particular circumstance, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. Now,
okay.
Could you find any of that in Congress?
No, hell no.
You know what I was saying? That big old fence that they called in, and they wanted to have the whole outside perimeter. We erect a big old 10-foot fence so that, they could get order and security and maintain the whole everything. They just built their own perfect prison. Now keep them all in there, and they get to stay there.
Yeah, well, I got some other intel. Looks like tonight, maybe tomorrow, there's going to be a bombing, some kind of false flag thing. And here's what I think, basically. You can record this if you want. I don't know if you want to put it out, but I can tell you what I think's going to happen here. And I just had someone else call me, and their best friend is in the Republican Party, and they went to that Trump rally. And they said, "Oh, man, you got to hear what this chick told me happened." And I said, "I don't have time. I've been getting so many calls. I just can't get to all of them." But she's got some good on-the-ground intel. And I talked to that guy last night that was there too. So we're getting actual on the ground intel about some of this stuff. But I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to go dark. And so tell me if you want to record it, I'll blast my mouth.
Yeah, well, we are. So, but anyway, yeah, and just like when I was telling you earlier, all these different countries. Berlin was on a blackout. Pakistan went blackout. And then the Vatican went blackout. And then now they're saying that there's been several arrests. There's videos out there with a lot of movement of huge caravans of cops and a bunch of black SUVs making a train through Italy driving somewhere. Somebody's like out on the street corner and just having to capture it all. And
can you define blackout for me? Is it just the comms, or is it comms and the electric grid, or what is it?
Well, when they say blackout, they mean the power did go out. Power went out in Pakistan. Power went out in Berlin. Power went out in Italy. And they did go black. Loss of power.
So that way they can say, oh, we didn't censor the internet. There was just a glitch in the power grid. Your computer won't work.
Well, yeah, because like I was saying, if you have an Apple phone and or Windows 10, they want to do these auto updates and stuff. They want to scramble the next update, so it will scramble the emergency broadcast system, so it won't come across your device. And already the emergency broadcast system had sent out a tweet like 2 or 3 days ago now, and the federal government is saying you need to be on full prepared status. And I've got it somewhere. Maybe I can find it. But it was talking about EMS had to be on complete, FCC compliant. Attention broadcast.
Did you ever get that show up? Remember that one we did, and you said you were going to put it out on the 2nd or the 3rd of January?
That laptop's still in
your laptop was fucked up?
It's still in the shop. I hadn't gotten that I still haven't got that son of a bitch back yet, man. He had to order a screen for the fucker. And so it's taking...
that was a good show, too.
I got it. It's just ready to go up. All I got to do is just get the fucking hard drive back. Here's a tweet from the FCC. Attention broadcasters, cable operators, and other emergency alert system participants. FCC has issued a reminder about #EAS compliance obligations. And Enforcement Bureau reminds EAS to participate of compliance obligations, and it goes into their little federal government, document they're supposed to all read. Here is your compliance orders to be ready at all times. So,
well, anyway, I think either tonight, today, maybe tomorrow, they're going to detonate a bomb somewhere. There's going to be a event, false flag event. Then what they'll do is let Trump. And after they get all the media play out of that, then they're going to kill the comms. And they'll shut down everything. Google, Facebook, it'll go black here.
Yeah.
And they may do the bomb on a power grid, see, at a transfer station somewhere on the East Coast. If you hit the right one, it'll take out Philadelphia, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, they know where the keys are. And so that's what I'm predicting here in the next, from right now until tomorrow sometime. Because tomorrow is when they want to get that impeachment thing and the 25th Amendment on the floor of the House. It'll be their first order of business. But Trump preempted them with this fucking Insurrection Act. So now they're all running scared, and they may not even be able to go in there and vote tomorrow morning. He may shut that summit down or ring it. There's no telling what's going to happen, but it's on right now. And I think their last ploy is going to be to bomb something or to do something. maybe a power grid thing, and then they'll light it off on Trump, get the media play before the plug's pulled. That's what I'd do if I was them. But they may not have time.
Oh.
You know, it depends on how many white hats are in the NSA, you know, and how much SIGINT and ELINT they've got. But the White House may stop their bombing attempts. But they already threatened Trump, you know, if he didn't concede, they were going to do something. So that's the only play left now that he's done the Insurrection Act.
Yeah.
The only play is to set off a dirty bomb or some kind of thing like Nashville or some fucking shit.
Well, they've already done that, but, you know, there's all kinds of weird shit about that Nashville thing, too. But it's looking like, you know, they are so fucking Trump so far ahead. It's just ridiculous at this point.
Well, I think that tonight, someone just told me that my Parler is being shut down, and by midnight tonight, it should be totally offline.
Oh, yeah. They've already pulled the plug on Parler, and so they're saying it'll take them a week to get their crap back. And, you know, so everybody's jumping over to Gab. And, you know, Gab already got his shit yanked out by Microsoft one time, had their asshole handed to them. And then they had to restructure and redo it. That's why they got their own servers. And now they're supposed to be spinning up more servers, according to them. But it takes time. Their system is so overwhelmed. Hell, I had an account with Gab for probably a long time. And I went over just to try to log in. You just hit the sign in button. It just sits there and spins. It doesn't do nothing, man. It's overwhelmed. And so that's another thing. Now they just go in there and melt the freaking thing. And so it's so slow, you know. People can barely get shit out, you know. And yet, you know, Twitter's still kind of flying along, but they just deleted a whole bunch of freaking platforms and a shit. Man, the subscriber base alone of just, if you just think of sub counts and all these accounts that had the sub count, so one account has so many sub counts, like Trump. He's one guy that had 88.7 million followers.
Have you heard about Rumble?
I haven't heard anything about it yet. That may be something to kind of do or something. I don't know. They're all so unstable at this point, you know. I mean, people still.
Well, I just talked to somebody. They keep their TV on all the time because it's not because they're stupid. They watch it to see what, you know, the media wants everyone to think.
Yeah.
And so they've been watching it and said that several times in the last few days they've broken in and did the emergency broadcast thing. Like it's happening almost every day now. And so they're testing it. And so they are getting it ready for when this blackout comes. So I'm pretty sure something is going to happen either, you know, today, tonight. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear about something.
Right.
That's my feeling.
Well, it's definitely fixing to start pumping out some information.
And then when things go black, the question is, will the grids go down? Will, you know, whatever.
Well,
but I got solar power. You know, you said this morning when I go out and sweep that snow, I had to clear these solar panels off too. And now it's sunny and pretty up here, but I got my generator all, took it to the shop here a few months ago and got it all tuned up, ready to go. So we got generator power, solar power, grid power, as long as it stays up. Well, you know, propane, we got our own propane tank. It's full of propane. We got wood. We got everything. So whatever, if the grid goes down, we don't care, you know.
Yeah, like I say, I don't know. The only time I see any type of grid scenario is if they drop a dirty bomb somewhere and try to blow something out. But other than just, hell, if they were really good about all this, I mean, because, you know, the 19th seems to be the magic day now. More people are talking about the 19th now. I've been saying the 19th would be the day. Biden concedes on the 19th. It's all over with. You know, this,
If what?
if Biden was, all Biden has to do is concede. And if he
Yeah.
concedes, then it's automatically over with. And now that Trump's declared the Insurrection Act, you know, it's going to go in
Yeah, I
a,
wonder if Trump will tell them, look, if you guys concede and lay down, and then Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell and Pence and all the traitors just say, yeah, we're going to retire, and make up a bunch of shit. We'll keep this stuff quiet for a while. He can either blackmail them with all the intel he's got, and then wait and double cross them later after they quit, and he gets a second term. That's what I'd do. I'd tell him, look, if you guys play ball, I'll just keep all this quiet. And all these pedophile pictures of, Mitch McConnell taking it in the ass from a goat and all the bullshit that's going on, you guys just go ahead and quit and walk away. And then after a while went by, then I'd blow it all out to the American public, or he can just arrest them all now. Once he signed that Insurrection Act, though, he's got the power, and they've got to follow the order of the president. So the next question is any of the troops going to turn and be loyal to Pelosi or any of the generals? I think he's probably, weeded them out by now. But this is going to get hairy, and it's going to be interesting. See what comes out on the other side of the blackout. 3 days of darkness is what I heard.
well, 10 days of darkness, if you actually started at the 19th and go work your way back, it was this Saturday. Trump could go silent on it. That could be the 10 days of darkness too, that Trump goes silent on everybody. And the only thing you hear about is if it squeaks out, like, the Insurrection Act and all this, whatever else, Trump's been moving around in an E4B, hanging out in Texas, down there at Dyer's Air Force Base, where they just happen to be the only base that come up missing 2 nuclear weapons, a couple of years ago. There was all kinds of,
Yeah.
So that's some real hanky shit going on. And so they're following up on a whole bunch of shit. Now, these, the troops are just ready just to ascend on DC. I mean, they're just going to swoop in on them. The federal, the military,
Yeah.
Man, when they come in there and with the real gang, not the weekend warriors.
Yeah.
It's going to
Look,
be.
I got to break off. I've got 8 calls sitting here I've got to get to, and I'll be back in touch, all right?
I'll holler at you later.
Okay, bye.
So anyhow, now that we see this is what's going on, and wouldn't you know it, I just got, because looking on Twitter right quick, y'all remember those envelopes that the Clintons and all them got? Well, everybody always wanted to know what's in it. Now, I can't confirm or deny this, but it looks just like a real presidential signing of something. And it says, "They know everything. I'm sorry. George H.W. Bush," with a signature at the bottom. And a little formal seal and some inscription on the top. Kind of looks like what would be in that little note. They know everything. I'm sorry. They know everything. I'm going to have to keep that one, because you just never know. Bush letter. So that's just the kind of stuff that you can see on his on this Twitter thing here. So I was just kind of scrolling through it, and I thought I'd talk to Cody and let him know about what is flying around on the net. And there's been some real interesting stuff. So this is just another test, see how things were going. And let's see if I got any other thing I want to share with you before we go. Because the no-fly zone around DC, and see if that expands out. And Canada martial law, you already know about that. And let's see here. Oh, this would be good for y'all. This is what I need to do too. I'm going to have to get me a new browser because Firefox came out and they want to start doing all their horse shit and telling people what they can even start using through their browser. And that's going to be another thing because Google, Internet Explorer, and now Firefox are going to have some way to run filters in their browser for who knows what. But anyway, so here's some additional browsers to move to: Tor, I2P, Brave, Dissenter, Epic Privacy Browser, Pale Moon, and or Basilic. And Pale Moon, Palemoon, Basilic, Basilisk. Basilisk. Anyway, I'm going to have to change browsers myself and get away from Firefox. So that's your little bit of nugget for the day.